Well, let's put that point, Alistair, shall we, to our reporter, Sarah Hadjibagheri, who's in central London for us this evening. So tell us exactly where you are and whether what you are seeing would chime with that which Alistair was saying, that this does appear to be an ongoing operation.
It's definitely an ongoing operation. I'm on Southwark Street on the south side of the river. I've come from North London, and I have to say that huge swathes of central London are closed off. Several streets across the river have been closed. On Southwark Street at the moment, this is the end of the cordon here. You can see police very active. We've seen several ambulances go past, several police cars. I've spoken to two people who were nearby.
Come on, phone, focus.
The police were very quick to get here. They saw, one man told me that he saw 3 men being arrested. No idea at this point whether that was in relation to the incident we understand took place on the bridge, but I am very close to London Bridge at the moment. I don't know how much you can see because we're just filming this from a mobile phone, but there are several police cars at the end of this road, and I spoke to several people who have been walking through past this road trying to get out of this cordoned area, who are in quite deep distress, not wanting to come on camera, but clearly quite fraught at what has happened this evening and the scale of what has happened this evening. Huge numbers of people who've been caught up in this, who are now part of police cordon. I don't know if you can see, but this is a residential area as well. There are lots of people who have said that they have gone into other people's homes and are too scared, essentially, to cross through London at the moment.
Sarah, thanks very much indeed. Now, all the way through this evening, we've been trying to get as clear a picture of the incidents that have taken place. And the very latest that we have from the Metropolitan Police, again, coming to us through their social media, the Met saying that they have plans for every incident and keep these under constant review. They say, please continue to avoid London Bridge and Borough Market to allow the emergency services to deal with the ongoing incidents. The fact that they're not mentioning Vauxhall at the moment would suggest that the fears of an incident in and around Vauxhall Station appear to have gone away. Alistair Bunkler, Defence Correspondent, is with me in the studio. What have you seen?
Just another update from a different section of the Metropolitan Police, their Marine Policing Unit. So these are the police who patrol the River Thames. They have tweeted saying Marine 2 and Marine 3 are part of the response to the London Bridge incident, working with RNLI lifeboats to evacuate the public. So I don't know whether that means that they are evacuating members of the public who have been in the vicinity and they're taking them away via the water, but all aspects of the Metropolitan Police, including their Marine Policing Unit, clearly involved tonight.
We've heard from a number of witnesses this evening. Nick Archer, who was a distance away from London Bridge, from Will Heaven, who was on London Bridge itself, of those people who have been caught up in this incident and who were injured as a result. We've also spoken to Lara Al-Osta. She's another witness who's spoken of seeing people lying injured on the ground.
So we were at the pub, came out and we ordered an Uber. That got cancelled, but we saw people running, saying, "Run, you need to run, people are getting stabbed." So we jumped in the nearest car, someone offered us a ride, and literally we just went around the block. We saw a body on the floor, lots of people around it, and I think that was before the pedestrians on actual London Bridge. We came up to London Bridge, and then we saw 2 pedestrians on the bridge, and police telling us to run. We need to run to the other side, not from the river.
How many people did you see on the ground?
2. The first one, obviously 3 altogether. And then we saw someone actually right there, actually covered in blood with shorts covered in blood, and I've got a video of that as well.
Were people panicking?
Yeah, everyone was running.
And I've got a video of that as well. She seemed... I understand... No, 2 seconds.
So the other side of the bridge?
I do understand how some people, if I was involved in that, I would get my mobile phone out, and I would record, because even though it's something really tragic, there's a lot of where it's adrenaline, sometimes people, do get quite excited. But this lady's made a point of saying it on Sky News that she's got a video of someone covered in blood. The gory ones are always the one, you know, the harder ones to find because people censor them, you know. And just by the way she just said that, I think that was her way of saying, look, I've got a really good video, you know, I'll give it to you, but money, money, money. Work then, stupid TV.
The other side, south of the river.
Another witness to the injuries caused in this incident, the vehicle which appears to have collided with a number of people, both on the bridge, but also before the bridge, it would seem. But again, we are going to have to wait possibly even until daylight to get kind of clarification, not just
Sorry,
from
peeps.
witnesses, but from the police and the emergency services themselves as to exactly what happened. Let's bring in, once again, Sky's Nick Stylianou. To bring us an update from where he is. Nick, can you be as specific as you possibly can be as to where you are and to the nature of the police and emergency services operation where you are?
So I've just moved south of the cordon, about 100 metres south of Borough Station itself, which is itself about a kilometre away from London Bridge, but the cordon is quite wide. And I think the pictures that you're seeing at the moment are inside the Royal Oak Pub on Tabard Street, which is just adjacent to the area just south of the cordon, and lots of children here, obviously out past their bedtime because they've been evacuated from the Premier Inn inside the cordon. And in fact, lots of people are kind of twitching at the curtains of the pub. People trying to fall asleep, kids just despairing and quite traumatised from the entire event. I've got here now Donald Cochrane, who has been evacuated from the Premier Inn. Neil, if you want to speak to Donald now, Donald, just tell me exactly what happened this evening.
I won't talk for long. Not too good.
We were just settled in after the final of Britain's Got Talent, and then just the fire alarm went off. So we thought it was actually something building first, but as we went down the fire escape, then or the stairs, we were guided out by the staff, then out onto the street, and the police then as well guided us down along and kept us all moving fairly quick down along. So it was fairly efficient.
Okay, I'm confused. What's going on with all the everything?
We were allowed to stop essentially, and luckily enough, this kind gentleman has opened up his pub for us and allowed us to stay in here because we left in a hurry, so there's no clothes nor anything like that with us. So just the kids are like tired, like, and just that's it. We just put out of it. But a small price to pay. Everything is being done very well for us.
Go ahead.
We're made to feel very welcome here, so we're quite happy and safe here where we are at the moment. So it's good, especially safe and sorry. Okay.
Well, that was our producer Nick Stylianou speaking to one of those who's been caught up in the incident. We've seen a number of pictures, a number of bits of video this evening of people, you know, essentially in their pyjamas, in night dresses, have been evacuated from hotels in and around the London Bridge area. Just to remind you of the statement we've had from Downing Street in the past few minutes, a statement from the Prime Minister, as you would expect at a time when all the suspicion is that this was an act of terror. She said this, following updates from police and security officials, I can confirm that the terrible incident in London is being treated as a potential act of terrorism. This is a fast-moving investigation. I want to express my huge gratitude to the police and emergency services who are on scene. Our thoughts are with those who are caught up in these dreadful events. Well, one man who's been very, very close to these events this evening has been our cameraman, Pete Mills, who's been following, trying to get as close to events as is possible. And I believe, Pete, if you can hear me, that you've got some information that you've just received.
Or not? Oh, here we go.
Pete, it's Neil in the studio here. I'm told that you might be able to provide us with something of an update.
Camera. He told me that he was in a restaurant when one man entered armed with a knife, which he described as about a foot long. He actually put his hands out and about a foot wide. So he said the blade was about a foot long, and there were four others outside, four other assailants armed with knives outside, and which kind of fits in well with when I was up close to the scene and armed officers were pushing me back with lots of other locals in a very hurriedly fashion. Clearly because there were other people in the area that the police hadn't tracked down. So there were, according to this eyewitness, there were 5 assailants all armed at the Al Pastor restaurant in Borough Market.
I'm sorry to ask you to repeat that. We missed the very beginning of that, but this was an eyewitness you spoke to in the past few minutes. He was in the restaurant, the Al Pastor restaurant in and around Borough Market.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's next to Tapish Brandisa. He didn't want to go on camera, but he told me one man entered the restaurant armed with a knife about a foot long and stabbed a lady who was in the restaurant, maybe a waitress. Him along with other people actually threw bottles